thought this was really going to be kind of a rebuilding year for them. Now, one of the reasons Carver is 5-0 is the man standing to my right, Terry White. Terry, why is Carver doing so good this year?
Well, we've been playing a lot of team ball, and we've just been going out playing hard as we can, and it's been working out for us. And we've been coming through with our victory.
I think you've been surprising a lot of people.
Yes, everybody was looking for us to kind of be a little down at first and then come on strong, but we surprised a lot of people.
All right, now, Carver is going to be taking on Spencer, the other team that's undefeated in Region 5A. Now, they're having simply an incredible year. They're undefeated. Spencer is 13-0 overall, rated third in the Class Quad A ratings. Now, David Harrison is one of the reasons Spencer's doing so well. David, this is probably the biggest game of the young season. What's going to be the key for Spencer?
Well, the key is most definitely going to be to stop Terry and keep him from driving, and also keeping Harrell off the boards. If we keep Harrell off the boards and keep Terry in low double figures, and I think we have a great chance to win the ball game.
This is going to be run and gun. It's also going to be very physical, isn't it?
It's going to be run and gun. Both teams have similar styles of play. We like to run, and as well, Carver runs too. So it's going to be a lot of running, and if we can keep the ball out of Terry's hand and keep Harrell off the board, we have a great chance of winning.
All right, Dave, thanks a lot, and lots of luck to Carver and Spencer. Both teams 5-0. It should be a real dogfight. Game starts around 8 o'clock. We'll have highlights at 11. Dave, back to you. Spencer goes on a 10-2 spurt. Daryl Ransom, he's going to get two of his game-high 21 with that turnaround, 42-31 Green Wave. Carver hangs tough. They steal the ball, passes to center, Harold Lewis. Lewis reverse jam, and boom, right there, 19 points for the center. But David Harrison cuts off any kind of Tiger comeback. He will get the ball, jam it in, 8 points for Harrison. Spencer wins it over Carver, 75-70. Let's take a look at the rest week for the two Super Bowl teams, Denver and the New York Giants. You know, actually, that's pretty good because the games were very exciting today, more so than usual. A few of them went right down to the buzzer. Good college game on there. A lot of highlights. God, it's like a one-person or two-person highlight reel here. I think you're going to enjoy it. Okay. So far, one way or another, Spencer High, rated third in the Quad A ratings, has been able to pull a victory out of every game, one way or the other now. 14-0 so far this year. The Green Wave hosted run-and-gun Kendrick in a very exciting game. Kendrick starts off like a house of fire off the missed shot. Jimmy Jones starts the fast break to Chris Dillard. Over, up, and boom, right there. 11 points on the night for him. Cherokee fans are psyched, so is head coach Ron Ullman. But Spencer plays such a good team game. Nice pass to Gary Jones for the easy shot. And right there. Now, the Green Wave can go both to the power game. David Harrison, 2 of his 8 points right there in the turnaround. Or they can hit from outside. Daryl Ransom, team high, 18 points. Spencer beats Kendrick, 75-60. Meanwhile, let's go down to Baker, where the Lions jump out to a big lead. Great hustle under the boards. The ball is batted around. Tony Walker puts it in. Game high, 25 points for him, 16-8 Lions. Baker's Tony Peterson, a long shot from 18 feet, 18 points for the forward, 24-10 Baker. But Carver likes getting down and then coming back. Tony Dawson gets a long jumper. Tigers pulled it within 3. Dawson does a few jumping jacks. Nice form there. Carver pulls away for good. Terry White, 2 of his 16 points on that shot. Carver wins another 66-62 is the final. At Pacelli, rivals Brookstone and Pacelli went at it. As expected,
from the runner-up spot. In Columbus tonight, the Carver boys hit the road. A quick trip over to the Columbus High gym for them. Let's go right to the highlights. Carver coach George Williams directing his team from the sidelines. Passing around good for Columbus as they stayed close. The ball goes into Butts for the layup. It's good. Carver, though, kept just a step ahead. Carver passing the ball well, doing everything well all night. The final in this one, Carver 88-83 over Columbus. Carver boys doing rather well in the region. Also on the boys' schedule tonight, it's Central in a tough one over Opelika, 52-48. Hardaway beat the Jordan boys tonight, 51-46. It's Baker 65-61 over Kendrick. Woodland Christian over Macon Academy this evening, 76-55. Spencer easily over Shaw, 70-55. Pacelli and Beauregard.
Keep up, it's going to be another set of showdowns like we had a couple of weeks ago. And whether we'll have the same results, anything else, we'll have to
How about the big Columbus-Baker game?
And the Columbus-Baker game, it turned out not to be as close a game as everybody expected. The Carver-Shaw game turned out to be a closer one than folks expected. And Spencer almost got nailed. We'll get to that in a moment. Yeah, tonight was the night for folks to keep pace. Carver's boys, Columbus High's girls, trying to stay even with Spencer and Jordan, try to line up a showdown for all the marbles later on down the line. First, we'll go to Shaw, where Carver took on the Raiders. It was Carver took the early lead. Terry White with a jumper. That one made it 39-28 Carver. But the Raiders came alive. Barry Jenkins inside. Jenkins had 13 points on the night, 10 straight points for Shaw. And George Williams a little bit concerned because Shaw came in to tie the ball game. Tommy Mullins inside, 20 points on the night. But then Carver woke up in the fourth quarter. Harold Lewis started bombing away from the outside. He had 16 points on the night. He did turn cold a little bit later on, but hey, when he turned cold, Carver was there anyway. Tony White hung tough, ends up dropping it in. He had 25. Carver won 67-64 the final. On the girls' side, it was Columbus. Lots of high school hoop action tonight, of course, all around the valley. In Columbus, third-rated Spencer keeps rolling along. They sputtered just a bit, though, early. Marcelo Gaines had 14 points for Hardaway, and the Hawks led by 3 points. But then Spencer started going late in the third quarter. Lorenzo Thomas with the steal goes coast to coast for the layup. It drops 38-33 Spencer at this point. And then Darrell Ransom with 2 of his 13 points. Brought the ball up court. Hey, why not? He goes for the drive, stop, pop, and that puts Spencer up by 7. But Speedy definitely likes it, Speedy Gilstrap. However, Hardaway fought back. Gaines on the follow with the 360, and that tied the ball game up at 44. But David Harrison says, hey, I can do this too. He takes it, goes in through the crowd. He had 8 points on the night, including 2 big ones here, 46-44. But with 4 seconds left, Hardaway had a chance to win it. Luther Gibson will put up a prayer shot that just falls a little bit short. Spencer 48, Hardaway 46. Jimmy Lee's face says it all. As for Carver, 1 game back going in behind Spencer in the race. They jumped out to a 23-point lead. Charles Miller had 14 on the night, but Kendrick started crashing the boards. Otis Walton missed. Mike Picker with the rebound, 17 points. Carver up by 6. The Cherokees then took the lead. Walton grabs the rebound. He puts it in himself. He also had 17 points. And Carver, however, sent the game into overtime. Terry White, he had a game-high 28-76 all, but in OT, the Cherokees scored the first 6 points. Dillard with the shot, and from there on, Kendrick pulls it out in overtime, 88-84. Let's check out the scores now. As you saw, Spencer boys won, Spencer girls won also, Kendrick boys, Carver girls. In other ball games, Shaw over Columbus, and the girls' score is right. It was Columbus 102, Shaw 28. And it was Jordan a sweep over Smith Station. Central of Talbotton's...
The Spencer team jumped off to an 8-2 lead early in the half. That's Carver with the basket, but Spencer shows why they are undefeated and ranked tops in the state, according to at least the good polls. Aaron Harris here grabs the basket before hitting the deck. Boom! Oh, well, he got it in. Okay, with 3 minutes left in the half, Spencer had racked up a 34-18 lead, and there's Channel 3's Janice Wages giving her support. Carver later closed in on Spencer to make the game a bit closer. The final score was Spencer 78, Carver 73.
Right on the boys' game, it was Carver and Baker at stake, the number 2 seeding in next week's city tournament. Fast break, Darren Jackson to Terry White. White with 18 points on the night, and they were dancing in the aisles early at Carver. But Baker hung tough, hung close. Tony Walker with the J. Walker led the Lions with 19 points on the night. George Williams is wondering why his guys don't get a whole lot of respect there. He also was a little worried about the clock, but it came down to this. It was Harold Lewis. Had 21 points on the night, including 2 on this alley-oop jam from Charles Miller. Carver came on and won this one final 66-64. Let's go to the scoreboard now. As you saw, Carver a winner, so they hang on to the number 2 seeding for next week's tournament. Spencer completed a regular season without a loss, with a win over Kendrick. Other ball games, Columbus girls a winner over Hardaway. Hardaway boys beat Columbus boys. And Jordan finished their regular season without a loss as well. In strictly boys action now, Rowdy Lee of Montgomery edged Central 66-65. Auburn easily over Smith Station.
Tonight was upsets, and we're talking wild, I mean, all down to the last minute or overtime or whatever. It was a wild night, some pretty good basketball.
Yeah, a night of upsets rather, wild games tonight at the Region 2 tournament at Hardaway High School. It was Baker and Carver boys going at it. Tony Kegler with the jumper. He had 18 on the night, and it was Baker by 6. But Carver went on a charge. Tony Walker's pass stolen by Terry White, who drove for the layup. He led all scorers with 24 points, and Carver take the lead. Mickey Pitts on the rebound here on the miss by Harold White. And it is Carver up by, Harold Lewis. It's Carver up by 4. But Baker put on a charge. Tony Walker with the drive. He'll dish to Dervin Williams. Williams had 11, and Baker had the win, 72-67. All right, on the girls' side, it was the same 2 teams, Baker and Carver. and this time it was Baker that was the favorite. Instead, it's Carver with the charge. Twyla Chester with the jumper. She'll go inside this time, and she'll get her own rebound, and it was Carver up by 6 points late in the third quarter. But by then, both teams went absolutely cold. There were absolutely no field goals in the fourth quarter. Baker's last 17 points were on free throws. Trina Carter had 17 on the night. We are talking overtime at 41-41. 9 seconds left now, 45 off. Baker with the ball, stolen by Lynn Fitch, over to Chester. Chester does a 360 first and then throws it up. And Carver upsets Baker 47-45 in overtime. Let's go to the scoreboard now. As you'll see, it is Baker and Hardaway, a winner in overtime against Kendrick. Another upset. Baker and Hardaway will play for the other playoff spot tomorrow night at 7:30. As for the girls' game, it was Carver.
It ran right down to the final seconds, and 2 of the games needed extra seconds for overtime. Getting into it, the Carver girls in the white and Baker ladies in the dark blue. The score remained close throughout the game and was pushed into overtime, and Carver won it on this upcoming play right here. Number 30 steals the ball, brings it down in, passes it off, and up for the layup, and that is the winning score in overtime. Twyla Chester put away 26 points, and Lynn Fitch threw in 16 for Carver. Trina Carter hit 17 for Baker in the loss as they mobbed their coach, showing the spoils of victory. Okay, moving to the boys' game. Baker in the dark blue, Carver in the light. This time it was Baker's turn to win as they ran a tight game to take the win, 72-67. Calvin Baker and Tony Kegler each tossed in 18 for the basket, and Terry White put in 24 for Carver. In the other boys' game, Hardaway put away Kendrick, 58-55 in overtime. Tim Sank scored 23 and Marcelo Gaines